Hey, quick disclaimer, Jonas's audio got a little messed up in the beginning, but it eventually gets better. Thanks for watching.
Hey, welcome back to the Tap 2 podcast. I'm your host, Jonas, joined by the oh-so-brilliant, oh-so-charming Stas, a man who kind of looks like if Peregrine Took got, really stretched out, or Fabio really enjoyed the Philadelphia Public Library. Say hi, Stas.
What is going on, Jonas? Good to see you again.
It's good to see you. Before we get into the episode, I want to do a call to action and say, give us a follow on Instagram. We're at Tap2 Podcast, or on TikTok. No, we gotta take that out.
Yeah,
No.
right. Yeah, right.
It's the TikTok episode.
Oh,
well,
man.
At TikTok, at Tap2 Podcast. No, I gotta write it down to shoot myself in the brains. You can't stop me from starting over, and it's the actually no, you can't. Which is the worst part. Give us a follow, Instagram at Tap. I'm gonna kill myself. I don't know why I can't say these words. All right, give us a follow on Instagram, Tap2 Podcast, or on TikTok at Tap2 Pod. We're also available on Spotify or YouTube. Thanks everyone who listened to the first episode. People were really nice and kind, and clearly we're recording another one. So I just want to thank everyone for coming on back. So if you know it's us, you know we're talking all things nerdy, and as kind of like a late Valentine's gift, we're gonna get a little flirty, a little messy, and we're gonna talk about every dragon lover's, every elf lover's favorite corner of the internet. That's correct. We're talking BookTok. Is it a legitimate place for discourse? Are people looking down on it because it's generally a female-led space discussing literature? How much spice is too much spice? What darlings rose to prominence, and what slop gets to the top? It's going to be all this and more after we come back from the break. Cue the intro. And then I imagine we have an intro.
Yeah, well hopefully.
Okay, Stash, before we get started, how would you describe your level of being online? From chronically online to Tibetan monk, what is your algorithm looking like?
Okay, so I have purposely tried to avoid as much online as I could have in the last 7 to 8 months. Before, when I was on TikTok and I was making TikToks, it was definitely anime, like edits, like specifically hot anime edits of
just all A and Bs.
like basically I was Satoru Gojo's #1 fan.
Oh, absolutely.
And since recently, I mean, I only re-downloaded Instagram and TikTok to give the podcast a follow, but I'm not chronically online the way some people are.
Okay, so not chronically online. Are you? I know this is something we've talked about before. Maybe with your disconnect, have you been getting back into reading or anything like that?
Yes, I have noticed that my attention span was bad, to the point where I was like, holy shit, I can't focus on anything. So I was like, well, how do you fix that? You force yourself to read. So I usually read every night before bed.
Okay, that's a very good habit. I know a lot of people have been trying to do the same. And it's actually not just you whose attention span has gotten a lot worse. There have been studies all over the country about everyone's attention span dropping, about functional literacy rates hitting insane lows and declining over the last 8 years. It's gotten actually kind of hectic. Sasha, give me a number out. What do you think is the percentage of adults who are functionally illiterate right now?
Just functionally illiterate?
Functionally illiterate, meaning I believe it's meaning they read at less than a 6th grade level. This is a statistic I'm pulling from the National Literacy Institute.
I'm going to be nihilistic and probably say a good 10% of adults.
Oh, Stash, you sweet something child.
Is it worse?
It's 21% of adults.
Bro, read the back of a cereal box every morning. What? You're telling me 1 in 5 adults can't read?
1 in 5 adults are functionally illiterate, which is, I will say, an outrageous stat that is true and backed up. Uh, yeah. Well, so this is really going to be like the crux of this discussion today, because despite these insanely low literacy numbers, there is a corner of like online that is devouring books at an astonishing rate. And it is BookTok. Yeah, with over 74 million uses of the hashtag, BookTok is a huge driving force in like literacy discourse. I don't know if they're not reading Red Rising or what you. Imagine certain parts of the corners are, right? What's great about BookTok is that there are an immense amount of subcultures within this subculture. There is people who are talking a lot about um, sci-fi, fantasy, nonfiction, self-help. It is really a very diverse place. And so I wanted to go in it with eyes like fresh. I didn't want any of my past algorithm to affect it. So I went in with our new TikTok account. Oh, I destroyed the algorithm of our new TikTok account.
yeah. We're actually about to become right-wing influencers. I hope that's cool.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I hate to say it, but if you log on there right now, it is like softcore book porn. And that's because I searched hashtag book talk and I just went through like the top hits. And the top hits were all about people like, what's the term for this that's not gross? Uh, it's
Smutty? They were
it's
smutty?
smutty, yeah, smutty. It is all people who are like getting super duper horny online. Uh, Book Talk is kind of like the younger, hornier brother of like OG BookTube. I don't know if were you ever a part of that space in like the early 2010s?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Okay.
not.
Well, let me like expound on this for you. OG BookTube is where a lot of people, especially like young people in their like preteens to teenage years, were discussing a lot of like YA fiction and dissecting them. There's people like Jesse the Reader, people like Rincey Reads, a Booktopia. They were kind of pioneering the idea of making videos at home and starting discourse. Oh, okay. Quick pulse check for you. If we're talking YA stuff, if we're talking books, we're talking, you know, movies, where did you find yourself in the great book wars of 2010s? AKA, were you Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, or were you the third secret faction of Animorphs?
Yo, that is a pull from the back of the brain.
You didn't.
Animorphs. I
Oh,
was
you didn't
about
think I did my research? I'm in the Animorph section,
I was
searching about
about to,
the passage.
I was about to oh my god. I was about to say I was Team Edward. Like that's what I thought you were talking about.
No, sir. No, sir. Well, sorry. While we're on the subject, which one of those monsters get to fuck that teenage girl?
I I'm
Is
not
it
I
the werewolf or is it the vampire?
I don't know. I don't know. Is there a
You
right
have to
answer?
you have to decide now.
Okay, can it just be Robert Pattinson but from the Batman? Something in the way.
You know what? Sign me up. Sign my ass up. Move Kristen Bell out the way. Can it be? Can I get Robert Pattinson from that one interview where he said he had a stalker and invited her out to spaghetti, and after the stalker learned about his life, she stopped stalking him because he's so boring? A thing he said, by the way.
Well, to answer your question,
Mhm.
can I can I throw in a secret fourth option?
Yeah, I thought I was giving you the secret third option, but what's the secret fourth option?
Honestly, Hunger Games. That was my shit.
Oh, I
That was
should have
my
known. I should have known. You were probably running around in the backyard thinking about what weapon you would have used.
Oh
You
yeah,
were
I
hitting
had
the
the braid. You know? The braid.
oh, that dirty ass brain. I know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna come clean. You know what? Also, speaking of coming clean, I wanted to come clean at the very top of the episode, but your introduction enthralled me. The clip you posted, it takes a big man to admit when he was scared. I was
Oh,
scared when you asked the question of my favorite Pokemon starter.
okay.
So I kind of lied. It's really Mudkip. I don't know
It's
why I said Totodile, but it's really Mudkip.
Gosh, we might be the same guy. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Completely forgot about my real favorite starter, and my real favorite starter is Mudkip.
Oh my
But
god, he pulled out the slab. He pulled out
I
the
pulled this.
slab.
I pulled my slabbed Mudkip. I don't know why I would ever disrespect Swampert like that. So it turns out we were both wrong, which is going to be a very common theme in this podcast moving forward.
Well, like I said, it takes a big man to admit when he was scared and when he was wrong. And
I'm proud of you.
favorite starter, it can't be the either one we said, but Mudkip goes hard.
Mudkip, yeah, and also Quadrique de Grasse is just so funny. Getting like your shit absolutely fucked up by your rival is just that's the way it should be.
100%.
But getting back on track, uh, and talking about big men, they're constantly they're constantly conflating big men, little women, monsters, ladies. Book Talk is getting messy and grimy and weird with all different kinds of subjects and topics, and it's to a level that honestly makes me feel a bit Puritan. um they're hungry for something and I don't know what it is. And I want to get back to it later, but the other part about BookTok that's really kind of stark to me is the level of consumerism that I've noticed when I every other video on BookTok was a giant haul of someone buying 20 books, showing off their big grand bookshelves, or espousing on like the best books to be reading in public. So I was really kind of fascinated about like in an age of declining literacy rates, is it more important that people are reading at all? Or is like this book collecting and performative reading kind of taking away and being more detrimental than helpful?
I'll send you some clips of it. But I was scrolling through Book Talk, and besides people gushing about how fun it is to read this book while sitting on your washing machine, there was talking about like giant hauls and like showing off their grand bookshelves and expounding on what are the best books to be caught reading in public. Do you think that in an age of declining literacy rates, is it more important that people read at all, or is book collecting and being a performer more detrimental than helpful?
Honestly, I'd never even thought about that concept. I wonder. So, first of all, folks, your library, you can get free books. You don't have to buy all of them. Second of all,
Yeah, yeah.
we,
Support the public library. We're
yeah.
big fans over here. Get
I mean,
Libby.
okay. So part of me is like kind of like what we talked about last week with the content.
Mhm.
Are these in your like looking and research? Did you find like the same people keep popping up? Right, because my fear is that the people who control BookTok are the people who own the most books with the most personal collection, because it feels like if you watch that stuff, if somebody shows off a grand bookcase with 1,000 books, it's like, well, why wouldn't I trust them? They read a shit ton.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I'm curious how
Yeah,
much of it is like, oh, I know what I'm talking about because I like to read, or I would like to pretend I know what I'm talking about because I have a lot of
well,
books.
while there are many, many big creators in the space, I think something I've noticed and was very impressed by, obviously, this is my first sweep through. I only spent, what, 2 or 3 days swiping through stuff. It is relatively non-centralized, which is, of course, it's a corner of the internet. It's
Yeah.
impossible for someone to have like a chokehold on it. But usually you tend to see like pretty big names in the space. And while there's quite a few of them, the algorithm was doing very good about showing me a lot of smaller and lesser known people who are making tons of content. Do I like the content is a different question.
Yeah.
A lot of it is dudes in like motorcycle like helmets being like, "Where the book talk girls at?" Or dudes being like, "Let me read you this excerpt from this book. I wish I just had a baddie who knew how to read." And it's gross. It's like awful to hear in your ears.
Oh.
It's
So
and
so
it,
thirst traps exist on BookTok.
oh my god, BookTok is so much thirst traps. It's insane. When do you guys have time? I think my big issue of it is reading for entertainment is very important. Fiction should exist for entertainment. Parts of fiction, obviously. I don't think fiction's core purpose is entertainment. I think fiction's core purpose in my heart and kind of in the stuff I've been reading is to teach something about the real world through creating like a satirization or a facsimile of that through these stories that we tell. I mean, I'm obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons and like obsessed with like Legend of Zelda. If I didn't think there was any purpose in telling stories, I would be big into like I don't know the Etta Fitzgerald or whatever the fucking old boat is called. You know what I mean? So I do think fiction is important, but I also think that these people are like kind of rotting their minds with what they're reading. I feel like Kellogg in the 19 whatevers. It is crazy. But book talk has had like a lot of people rise to prominence and create a lot of interesting authors who have done very impactful things in the space. I have you heard of Fourth Wing?
uh like, yes, I think I tried the sample of it on my Kindle, and
Okay.
then I never got much further. But I think it's about like dragon riders. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it is, you are correct. Fourth Wing is, or the Empyrean series by one Rebecca Yados. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. It feels very Greek, but there's no way for me to find out. So there's nothing I can do about that. Uh, it is about a dragon riders and this grand civil war, and it's got romance, and it's got back and forth. Do I endorse the quality of the writing? Do I think it's knock down incredible stuff? To be transparent, no. I don't find the material that interesting. I think it's got some fun ideas, but I do think, and I've heard from a lot of people, that this was the thing that got them back into reading. And this proceeded to lead them towards reading more heavy fantasy and even heavy nonfiction. Just the act of going through and flipping these pages reminded them that they do love reading. And I think there is substance to be had within that. Now, do I think that some problematic things have risen out of book talk? I think with if we calling Fourth Wing and the good, what would we call the bad? Uh, and
Well,
my pick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm curious because you were like hearing you talk. So obviously, like Jonas has taken the reins on researching the episode, but
Mhm.
kind of what you were saying before, like if the literacy rates are as high as they are, right? 1 in 5 people don't read above a 6th grade level. Do
Yep.
you think that sort of opens the space for these like lower quality books, right? Because like is if
Mm.
Fourth Wing isn't that good, is it really just it's accessible, right? People who don't read that often find it very entertaining because, no offense, they can't read.
Let me hop in right now.
Okay.
I don't find it that good. I don't want I don't want the opinion of our podcast to be Fourth Wing is not that good because I make our socials, I have to get us off the fucking ground. I'm not gonna get us online saying Fourth Wing is ass. I personally love Fourth Wing. I think it's great. And
You don't have to lie, bro.
and
You don't have to lie. Well,
Josh, I'm not gonna have these 40-year-old women in my fucking comment section.
I mean,
Or maybe I do want them
hold
there.
on.
Wait a
Wait,
minute.
hold on. Well,
Hold
I
up.
think okay, so I will you alluded to this and you didn't see me because your camera is not facing me. When you said Red Rising at the top of the episode, I threw my hands
Mhm.
up. I love that series. And at
It's a
first,
banger.
I thought it was a little like it was a little heavy, right? Like space
Mhm.
opera, a lot of lore, a lot of things going on. But then I was like, oh, am I under? And then as you sort of go through the process of reading a book like that, you start to, it just becomes easier, I guess, with the
Absolutely.
nature of it. But I don't know. I'm curious if because also another thing I wanted to say about your research into BookTok is that I wonder if I wonder what the correlation between a segment of the internet becoming incredibly popular to readers,
Mhm.
how much that has influenced how quickly a book can be churned out, right?
Oh, I think that is incredibly fascinating. I have found out a lot about how much boost certain books and certain writers have gotten from like Book Talk, but I haven't found out about how it's affected the writing process itself. I imagine a lot of these books do need to come out like incredibly quickly. Um, there was Wattpad was a huge thing for us growing up. Wattpad, AO3, all those girlies. I see you. I understand you. I'm with you. But that
You
was a
kind of
huge
lost me.
thing.
I'll be so honest with you. I
Don't
do
worry.
not know.
Let me explain. AO3, also known as Archive of Our Own, was a big place, much like Wattpad, where people could write user generated stories and fiction and create these incredible stories where they write their own books. A lot of it was like fan fiction and slash fiction. Sherlock and Doctor Who were doing a lot of kissing. It was crazy. Mom, don't check my history. But a lot of that sparked um a lot of that sparked interest in young writers into the profession of writing, and a lot of those stories ended up being turned into actual published works. I have a question for you, Stash. This is a little mini game before our full game. Could you garner a guess to what the longest written piece of fiction is?
Wait, I feel like I know this. Is it called like something House, like House Comics or some shit like that?
Give me a second. Give me a second. I want to pull the actual name for you.
It's like Web House, Web something like that. I could be making this up.
You could be. You could be. And I hate to say it, but the single longest piece of literature in human history is a fan fiction.
Of course it is.
You know,
Why wouldn't
okay.
it be?
Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? And
It's not The Art of War and Peace.
it's
It's
not
not
Gilgamesh.
it's
Gilgamesh
not
is actually pretty quick. You get through like fucking
comparatively, yeah.
yeah. You find his animal friend and like Methuselah, and you wrap that shit up fast. Stash, quick question. We're gonna run these questions back and back. What what genre do you think it's for, or what theme is it for? What character is it based on?
Is it okay? My wish answer, the answer I wish it was like Dobby the house elf or something like that.
Ooh,
Like imagine you got 9,000 chapters of Dobby and what
oh,
happens after the fact.
Dobby's got a new shirt. He's got new pants. Dobby
Dobby's
is
got
stripped out.
Dobby's got a blicky.
Oh my god, your Dobby voice is incredible. I'm more like a Hermione fan. The elves love to work. They live for it.
Okay, what
The answer
I
is
want to say like yeah, like smut. Like it's got to be.
no, buddy. What we're looking for is it's a fanfic loosely based on Super Smash Brothers Brawl's Subspace Emissary mode. You know the story mode in Smash Brothers Brawl?
I wish you could see my face right. Wait,
Yeah, yep.
like
That's the
Kirby running
longest.
away from the beam of
Yep,
light?
absolutely.
That's
Meta Knight and Wario acting a fool. That's the longest piece of literature in human history.
oh man, we as a species have achieved so much.
I fucking love being a human. It kicks so much ass. Oh my god. But no, so that is all of that is to say that this kind of structure is built off of what has been a homegrown portion of the internet for a long time within writing and producing and consuming each other's works. And then now it's become more and more digestible in a world in which we want things to be easier to consume. Like, say what you will, but sex sells. it's very easy to be like hot people, read about hot people doing stuff, and it like fires off a little part of your monkey brain.
Well, you remember
Y-
in like 2013, like the way that uh might even been before that, I forget. Like the way that 50 Shades of Grey like
Yeah,
swept, like your teacher was talking about it in like middle
it
school. They
it
were like, "You
it
reading
well,
that?"
not my teacher. Your teacher should be in jail.
Yeah,
But
not to us, but they, you overheard the conversations. Be like, "You
yeah,
you on that 50 Shades Grey grind?"
yeah. It's didn't it sell. I might be making this up. Didn't it sell more copies than like the Bible one year? Or it was something insane.
I wouldn't
But
put it past it.
I wouldn't put it. And that also started out as fan fiction. Coming back all the way to Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey was originally Twilight fan fiction.
Wait,
It,
dead
it,
ass?
it
Seriously?
really, dead ass. It
I
really is
also hate that I just
recursive.
said that, but seriously?
uh-huh. Yeah,
uh,
no, but it really is recursive in the way that we consume and digest this media and the way that we make it so easy for each other. But the thing that I found so, I guess, appalling about Book Talk is not just the fact that people are consuming easy to read, spicy media. And I understand it's a woman led space and that can be looked down upon. But I don't think it, once again, like I'm calling back to last week's, where I find myself on the side of people who annoy me a lot, where I'm like, yes, I'm annoyed, but not by the same reasons. I think there is something to be said and there is a worth to be had in these books and exploring these genres and these ideas. But a lot of this is just like thinly veiled kink play. And sure, I don't want to yuck your yum, but is this really what we want to be reading and promoting? And like, I'm not a Puritan. I love sex. That's crazy. Crazy sentence.
clip
Sure.
that.
Clip that, unfortunately. And I think sex is a very positive thing. I think people should be open and honest about the way they want to participate in sex. And I think it can lead a lot about like one's psyche and it can be healthy to explore that. But I think if we just like corrupt, and there's nothing puritanical about reading. Reading can be sexy, it can be fun, but if you're only eating chocolate all the time, then you're gonna get a stomach ache. And
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like this corner of the internet, as especially like obviously there's parts of Book Talk, there's huge swaths of Book Talk that are doing very good work about exploring titles and like creating healthy reading habits, and which is
sure.
so sick. And we're gonna highlight some of that later. But for now, what we're seeing a lot of is just kind of weird. And I'll be the first to say it. It's strange. And a
Well,
lot of the titles. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the when we were initially talking about this, I was thinking about sort of my own reading journey and like the way
Mhm.
I got back into reading, like for real, after I sort of deleted a lot of my socials, was
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to read like about current events, right? Like I started with this book, John Maynard Keynes, on like Keynesian economics, and I was like, holy shit, this is like the most boring shit I've ever read in my whole life. And it was only gripping in like the first chapter because you find out like that guy was weird. So you're like, oh, okay, a sort of British Parliament member who's like kind of a freak, but also has like good economic policies, however you want
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
it. But then I was like, I actually don't enjoy this. Then I started reading fantasy and I was like, whoa, I feel like the fantasy bug I'm catching because A, it's interesting. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
B, it definitely broadened my creativity. I got back into it at a time I was writing my D&D campaign. So I was like, "Oh, I want to
Hmm.
borrow this and I want to reference that and I think this is a good theme and so and so." So I'm curious, but I hear what you're saying. I feel like if you don't sort of expand your breadth, it becomes very nearsighted to be like, you know what you like and nothing's going to change. Therefore, are you getting anything out of this?
I have a question. How do you strike the balance for you? Because I'm not sure if this is like I have a very clear cut answer on this. How do you strike the balance of like I'm at the beach, I want to read a fun book, I just want to enjoy myself, and the balance of like man, I probably should read this so I can understand the world around me better, and so I can be like a better human being and a better member of my community and a better this or better that. Like, how do you balance the necessity to feed your brain the vegetables and to enjoy the delicious food? And obviously, there are some vegetables that taste really damn good. I'm going to an Eric Larson talk later because I fucking love his work. So I'm very curious on your perspective of like where do you find that line?
I mean, I think you have to seek it out.
Mhm.
I'll use myself as an example.
Please do.
I really love all things like heist related, like the Ocean's movies are some of
Oh.
my favorites. I love when like a
Mhm.
I so I think personally, you know, if you go looking for it, something in a space that you might be unfamiliar with exists, such as
Mm.
I took a break after I finished, oh my god, what was the book called?
Is it Portrait of a Thief?
No, I would like to read Portrait of a Thief. I'm reading a book called The Confessions of a Second Story Man, which is about
Ooh.
the gang members in Philadelphia, and like the K&A gang members who my
Yeah.
grandfather knew, like he knew them,
Whoa.
about how they would knock off houses in like North Carolina, and it's real. It's a real account on people who existed, but it still has sort of that like thrill of what I get from fantasy, you know? So
Absolutely.
I would say like you strike the balance by go looking for it. Like not
Yeah.
everything's going to be your cup of tea and there's no harm in putting a book down because you simply don't enjoy it, but
Mhm.
I would say, you know, you can find it. If you're interested, you can find it.
Well, since we're talking about like what it means to strike the balance, what it means to be, ingesting things that are good for your brain, I want to express and maybe give you a window into some of the things I've been experiencing and some of the things that I've noticed that are absolutely horrific examples of the worst things you could find on BookTok.
Okay.
Um, Stash, I prepared for you a game. This is a game I call Horny Jail, and
Okay.
you and I are going to be playing. We're going to be playing for pink slips. The way
Okay.
this game, the way this game works is, I have made up a book. I have made up books that you can find on BookTok. You are going to tell me based on the title and the synopsis if this book is real. If
Okay.
you
Okay.
lose, you must read a quote from the book.
And you
You have, and I have the quotes. You
Okay.
have to tell me, Stosh, is this book real or fake? Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Book number one. This book is called Credence. This is a dark, taboo, and highly explicit romance about 17-year-old Tiernan, who moves to the Colorado mountains with her step uncle and his two stepsons after her parents' death. Isolated by winter, she develops intense, forbidden romantic relationships with all three of her relatives. Did I make that up just now? Or is it real?
That's a real book.
Fuck, yes, that is. You know what? I shouldn't have kept in the fact that she's 17. Because I
You're
would never, even in my fucking excuse, I wouldn't make her 17.
your your conviction is what sold me. I was like, you've read that. You've not read the book. You've read the synopsis of the book. That's weird. Okay, that's weird. We can say that's weird.
That's weird, right? It's fucked up. And it's so much of it is about like weird big like BDSM play. And a lot of book talk books like fall into that niche. And it makes me wonder, why is everyone getting like into weird psycho like sex? And that's maybe like it is completely okay to explore those things with a partner, but like three of your cousins, you shouldn't be getting tied up and fucked by three cousins. That's the hard stance of this podcast.
Was it written by a man or a woman, or
Woman,
who was it? It was
these
okay
I think these are all written by women. I don't believe there's one title on this list that is written by a man.
because you know
Except I
like
guess
the trope of like the men. It's like her she boobily ran
Yeah.
across the meadow while her boobs boobed. You know, like,
She tittily jumped up to the and that's the thing. Men for so long have been putting in their like weird, hypersexual, very strange like feelings about women into books, and we've had to like grimace and take it. And are we being overly sensitive to it because it is women? But if a dude wrote a book about three guys tying up a lady and then, having sex with their cousin, I too would find it strange.
yeah. I really don't think the origin of where it comes from. I think it's like, do you fuck with that shit or not? You know?
Yeah, and I guess, and I hate to yuck yums, but I guess I don't fuck with that shit at all.
Okay, let us know in the comments if you've read Credence and your
Yeah,
genuine thoughts on it.
please let us know if you read Credence.
All right, what's the second one?
Second one. This book is entitled. You know what? I lost that round. Allow me. Sorry. Here's a quote from Credence.
Oh God.
The notches go all the way down to the buckle, I point out. I'm flattered, but my waist isn't that small. Noah leans in, whispering, but your wrists are. Yeah, so that's kind of vibe they're bringing in Credence.
I commend you for the narration, but
Mhm.
goddamn, I don't want to read that book.
Oh, you will be reading. Don't you worry about that. Next up, we have a book titled Twisted Love. This is a sexy thriller about art student Ava Chen, who begins to fall into sultry love with Alex Volkov, her brother's billionaire genius best friend, who is tasked with being her protector while the brother is away on a mission trip in Africa. Things go awry when memories of her mother's death haunt her. Can Alex use his perfect memory to solve the case? Parentheses, and bone a bunch?
Okay.
Is that real or fake?
Before I answer, I gotta say, that low-key sounds like if Mark Zuckerberg's wife hooked up with one of the Winklevoss twins.
Horrific visual in my head. And you know what's the most fucked up part? I always imagine Armie Hammer. I can't imagine a Winklevoss twin.
I'm gonna say yes. That's a real book.
You're gonna say that's a real book, huh? Quote from Twisted Love, the real book. This is going
Say
terribly.
it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
You're the light to my dark, sunshine, he said in a raw voice. His lips brushed against mine as he spoke. Without you, I'm lost. Okay. All right. I think you might have figured out the gimmick I'm running already, which I'm really worried about.
I know. I got it. I'm locked in. You're gonna read every single one of these.
The next book is entitled Some Like It Hairy. This is a dirty rom-com about Maura Taggart, a zoologist from Bend, Oregon, who rents a cabin from Harry Johnson, a tall, strong, quiet innkeeper who hates being on camera and loves these woods. When she finds out that Harry is secretly the ancient Sasquatch, she can't resist his animal magnetism and finds out it is true what they say about guys with big feet.
Okay, for the sheer fact that is the most fucking ridiculous synopsis I've ever heard in my life, that book cannot be real.
Fuck, you got me again, Stas!
You're telling me someone wrote a book where they're like, like, I didn't know you were Sasquatch this whole time, and he's like,
You got me.
Okay, read
There's
the
no quote. There's no quote for this one. I made it up. I made up the book. It doesn't exist.
Did you write that? Did you?
Yeah, I wrote that.
Okay.
It's true what they say about guys with big feet.
All right.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next. All right. Next we have.
Oh my god.
The next book is entitled Morning Glory Milking Farm.
No, already. It's not real. It's not real. I'm locking.
No, you have to let me get. You have to let me get through the synopsis.
Okay.
Violet, a debt-ridden millennial, takes a job as a milking technician for minotaurs in Cambric Creek. It focuses on her romantic development with a client named Rourke while navigating themes of bodily autonomy, labor, and hand jobs.
No, no, that can't be real. It has to not be real. Please don't be.
Give me
No
one moment.
fucking-
Give me one moment.
No.
I was so hoping this was the one that was going to get you, Stas, because this quote is so fucking long. Go ahead and read that quote I just texted you. Yeah, because it's a real one. Go ahead and read that quote I just texted you.
Dude, you're telling me. No. Oh no. Okay, hold on.
For those watching, and this is one of the reasons you want to watch on YouTube or on the TikTok,
Yeah.
because we will be putting a picture of the cover on
Please.
this portion.
For the audio listener, change to YouTube right now. Okay, this is the quote from what's the book called again?
The book is called Morning Glory Milking Farm, I believe, or something like that. Yeah, Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do an accent.
Okay.
I feel like I'm in an I feel like I'm an Athenian sacrifice. I'm not gonna do an accent. I'm not gonna do it.
You can't give up on the accent so quick. I feel like I'm an Athenian
I'm doing like a Jason Statham, like I don't
Yeah,
know.
you are. Also, I hate to let you know, you didn't have context for this. That first line is from Violet.
Okay. I feel like I'm an Athenian sacrifice. His responding chuckle was a rumble against her breast as he covered her. You know what happened to those sacrifices, right? What did they teach you in your human schools? That the Minotaur ate all of the tributes. That's true. But not the way you think.
Okay.
Somebody put ink to paper and
Yes, sir.
and made $1
And then
million.
Yeah, and then someone else published it. Oh,
Okay. Please tell me
Okay.
there's more.
there's one last one.
Okay.
This one is called The Broken and the Damned. Fiona is the daughter of a small haberdashery owner, and after his loans come due, he decides to sell her to the mafia's youngest son. It turns out she has an aptitude for crime and murder. Through a series of wild events, they murder their way up the family chain until they become the king and queen of the mafia. Also, they tie each other up, like, a lot. That's, that one's called The Broken and the Damned.
I'm gonna say yes. That's real.
That one is actually fake. I'm so sorry, Stash.
wait, please confirm for the listener. You wrote these synopses.
Yes, I at work in my office wrote these synopses.
The
They're,
fourth pay. You are caught.
Yeah,
Your little dirty brain. You.
Unfortunately, I did.
Dude, I'm
I
crying.
Did do
I
this.
am.
I have a feeling you were gonna really love this segment.
That is awesome.
Just in response, I just want to let you know I did in doing research for this segment and the entire like book talk stuff. I ruined my algorithm. I had to watch TikToks in my office at work with the volume turned all the way low because I forgot my headphones. I'm still afraid I'm gonna get a call from HR because I definitely was on work Wi-Fi. And I also want to give a super huge like special shout out to a really incredible both booktuber and book talker by the name of Lexi Nova. She creates these super dope long form videos about these terrible, terrible books. And did I spend 4 hours watching like videos of hers that like got me way too far deep into Credence and into Twisted Love and about a book very similar to Broken and Damned called Den of Vipers, where she actually fucks like 5 dudes who I think are brothers. I was worried if I brought Den of Vipers, you would know it was real because it's 5 brothers again for some reason.
that was incredible. That is
Yeah.
you know what? Your your dedication to this episode should be
Mhm.
fucking in the history books.
Thank
That
you.
is
Thank you
so
so
funny.
much.
That is
Thank
so
you so
funny. Well
much.
done, sir.
Thank you. And I hope that makes up for all the editing you're gonna have to do when I clearly I was hot and flustered because I was tripping over my words.
I feel like my segment sucks. I don't want to do my segment now. My segment is my segment is about DC characters.
I had to do. If you don't give me a treat, if you don't let me talk about DC characters, I had to read and listen to many of these books. I read a book about someone fucking their doorknob. All right, you think I wanted to do that? The doorknob was the son of Zeus. I didn't make that up. All right,
You're fucking with me. That can't
I'm not. I'm not. I read a
Oh my
book
god.
about someone getting turned into a dog and trying to fuck his best friend / owner. It's crazy out there.
What the fuck? What
It's
the
fucked up. All right. I'm never gonna be the same. I have like dates to go on this week. I have to sit across from a human woman and pretend to be normal after this.
Please tell her to watch this episode.
I will not.
Specifically, it's
Bad news. Bad news number one, I have a podcast. Bad news number two, this is what I talk about on there.
wow, that is criminal. So maybe the
Yeah.
discussion is BookTok should just not be a thing.
That's what I'm saying.
No
And these
more.
are books that roasted. And so now maybe that colors my like stance from earlier where I was like, these guys are freaks. You were like,
Yeah.
wow, Jonas is coming really hard on this.
If you've made it to this point in the episode, you should be on our side. BookTok should not be a thing after that goddamn segment. That was so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like
that
actually
segment is
crying.
that segment is called Horny Jail. You're welcome.
Okay. So for our last couple minutes of the episode, Jonas,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give you a little treat.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
We talked last week about video games, and a video game I've gotten back into because its prevalence kind of has become it's been coming back around. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Ooh.
first off, let the listeners know, who did you main in Overwatch?
I mained in Overwatch Hanzo and Brigitte, who was a character that when it was dropped, Overwatch is like a competitive, like a team-based shooter with a bunch of like silly Pixar style characters. And I mained a character whose name was Brigitte. She was like a steampunk knight kind of woman. And she was so poorly balanced when it dropped that people claimed that it destroyed the game. And that was my favorite character.
Okay. I was a Moira main, so I'm not.
Oh my gosh.
I'll sit on my high horse for that one.
Yeah, gross. Okay, good to know.
Okay, so in the style of Overwatch, right, the new Overwatch,
Oh.
you've got 5. You've got a tank, you've got 2 TPS, and you've got 2 healers. I'd
Oh,
like
yes,
to do the same
please.
thing, but in a draft format. I want you to fill out those 5 roles, and we'll go back and forth. You can go in any order you want. Doesn't have to be, but once you've filled a role, it's locked in. You can't change it. Okay.
Okay. This is okay. I got some interesting. I did not know this is how we were going to do this. I am locked in. I am building not only a team of that I think is a fun team to play a video game as. I am building a fun team that I would love to link up with.
Okay.
And for my first pick, give me Booyah Cyborg. I want him as my tank. I think you could do so much stuff with his ideas of gadgets. He's so sick. He has so many fun different costumes over the years. I would love to kick it with his ass. He's one of the only, well, I guess now a bunch of the Titans have become official like Justice League members, but he made it like Justice League Doom. He made it really big. I freaking loved Cyborg growing up. I have a Cyborg action figure from when I was a kid somewhere in my apartment. I'm going first pick. Give me the tank. Give me Cyborg.
Okay, that's respectable.
Boom.
That's booyah.
Boom tube me.
All right. Speaking of Titans, I'm gonna take
Okay.
DPS first round pick Red
No.
Hood
Oh,
I'm taking Red Hood because formerly Robin, right?
yeah,
Jason
absolutely.
Todd, he's got the wits, he's got the willpower, he's got the bloodthirsty mentality. I'm taking dual wielding Red Hood, specifically the one that was in Batman Under the Red Hood, if you know,
Oh,
you know.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
and I'm filling out that tank roll, or I'm filling out that DPS roll. I'll kick it back
You
to
haven't lost your touch, Bruce. That's a
Ah,
line from that
mm.
movie. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like that. I like that. Here's the thing. Red Hood, and I hate to say it, Red Hood is not even the best Robin. The best Robin is Dick Grayson. This is the best Robin. He's got the funnest, like, little kid origin story. He's got the best butt. He's got a good love interest. He's the coolest.
Okay,
So I'm
I'll
not.
stand
I'm
by
not
that. I'll
moved.
stand by that.
I'm proud of you though. I'm proud of
The
you though. I'm
the
gonna pick
worst
next.
the worst Robin. Who do you? Damian Wayne.
Ah, that's so fucked up. Because am I allowed to pick like a niche one? Like, am I allowed to pick like Carrie? Do I have to pick like an actual like full on Rob? If I had to pick a full on Robin out of like the main four, I think Tim gets so much hate. I don't want to hate on Tim. I guess I'll go Damien. Yeah, fuck Damien.
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck.
Okay. All right. Your next
But
pick.
he's the brownest, so I have to love him the most.
and with that, the episode drops on the last possible day of Black History Month.
Yeah, we get it in just under the wire. Okay, my next pick, if I'm picking a healer, if I want a healer, give me Khalid Nasur, also known as Doctor
Fate?
what Doctor Fate.
You're taking my pick? Are you serious right now?
If that was your pick, was Doctor
My
Fate?
support was going to be Dr. Fate, Master of the Universe. You're
What?
joking right now.
Well, I like Khalid Nasur because he was a med student for a while, and I figured
Okay,
you give a
all
med
right.
student magic, and he's healing the whole squad. Also, I'm worried about you picking a Kryptonian up, so I need to pick a magic user quickly because it's one of their only weaknesses. It's crazy we were talking about Minotaur handjobs earlier.
You're going off strategy. I'm going off vibes because my next support pick, while I literally had him written down, Dr. Fate, I obviously can't take him now because you went in the pick ban phase. I'm
Absolutely,
going
yeah. Quick.
support for not the reason you think, not a healer, but his capabilities. Give me Hal Jordan. I'm taking Green
Hal
Lantern.
Jordan.
The lanterns are some of my favorite. I'll flex this right here.
Oh,
Are some of my favorite heroes, and
okay.
I love a quirky guy who just usually gets his ass beat by a stronger thing. But
This is gonna sound so crazy. I would have thought of you as a Kyle. Was it Kyle Gardner? That's Hal Gardner. Kyle. What's Kyle's last name?
Kyle Rayner.
Rayner. I would have thought he
Yeah.
was a Kyle Rayner guy.
No, I don't need the
He's
fourth
like the-
iteration. Give me the
Oh,
OG.
yeah, he's like the artist. He's doing like anime shit all the time. I thought that would be your guy.
Nah, because like the White Lantern stuff, it's like, all right, now he's busted. No, give me
Yeah, he
pure,
does. He does
simple
get.
Green Lantern.
He gets hectic.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we? So I can still get. I need DPS as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my Hanzo showing. This is a secret love of mine. This is my love of. I want a mix of Zoran Mamdani and Hanzo. So give me Oliver Queen. Give me the Green Arrow.
Okay.
Give me my socialist king just fucking in the slums getting down to business. That's my go. I think the show did him so crazy. I think he has everything you want a hero to have. He's fun. He's got a silly, quirky set of skills. He doesn't he's constantly in over his head. He's an old lefty. I fucking love this guy. He's
Okay.
all he wants is a wife guy. He's a kids guy. He's a good dude. And he's got a boxing glove arrow, and that's so sick. I fucking love the boxing glove arrow so much. It wouldn't work at all, but it's so fucking funny.
Okay.
So
all right,
good.
respectable.
Yeah. Okay, what about you? Hit me.
All right, I'm taking my tank next. I'm going Nathaniel Adam, aka Captain Adam. We're talking about
Captain
yes,
Adam?
bro. Yes. Look up the powers of Captain Adam. My boy's got chronokinesis. His shown time-traveling capabilities allow him to quantum jump. That's just cool. That's just cool.
Captain Adam sucks ass, and I hate to be hating. I felt bad about hating about Jason Todd because I like the Outlaws. I like what Jason Todd gets in the mix. Him, Bizarro, is it Artemis? I think is on that team or whatever her name is. I like them. I think they're cool. I
You're
don't
gonna
fuck.
You're gonna hate on Captain
I
Adam?
don't fuck with Captain Adam at all. I don't. When they stole Clara Zor-El, Captain Adam was falling in line with the military. Captain Adam sucks ass.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying I like. He's not a patriot. He's my tank.
You know, I don't fuck. Yeah, I'm out here picking based on their
Yeah.
their political alignment, and you're like, I want a guy who could hit things.
Yeah. All right. So you took Dr. Fate from me. You took
Absolutely.
Cyborg.
Banger.
You took
Banger. Oh.
Oliver Queen, and now you're on your
Banger.
fourth pick.
Okay, so am I picking another DPS? What was it? Is it 2 DPS?
You've got a DPS left and another support.
Oh, perfect. Oh my god, perfect. Oh, DPS. This is gonna. I want if we're talking like. Obviously, this is very like analogous to Marvel Rivals, right? Where we are discussing putting superheroes into that genre of hero shooters. Marvel Rivals did something very fun with a character of Iron Fist, where he gets to move very quickly, get in, punch you a bunch, get out. He's like a fun dive, I believe. And I want the best dive. I want a mix of Tracer and Iron Fist and maybe a little Black Panther. Can I get the Monarch of Motion? Can I get Wally West?
Okay.
He's so sick. And I will forgive him for that shit he said in the 70s. Put the panel up. I didn't forget what you said. All right. That shit was crazy, Wally. And I'm going to let it slide because you were raised in a Republican household, but you grew up. All right. I'm going to let it slide. I'll say that much. No, but I love Wally West. I grew up watching him on TV. I think he's so funny. I think he's so cool. I think like the ideas that like he loves his. I just like dudes who love their families. I might be like a wife guy. I just love him.
Classic wife guy behavior.
Classic wife guy behavior. I'm the Ned Fulmer of this podcast. Yes, I'm thinking Wally West, and we're not going to dissect that. You're up next.
Okay. All right. So I took Green Lantern as support. I took Red Hood.
Ooh,
I took
good
Captain
pick.
Adam. I'm going another DPS. I'm going El Arma Viviente himself, the living weapon, Jaime Reyes. I'm going Blue Beetle.
Oh no! Why did I leave Jaime?
I love Batman the Brave and the Bold. Did something for me as a child that I absolutely loved.
Oh,
Blue
that's
Beetle.
such a
And
good pick.
his arc in Young Justice is awesome.
Okay. So I'm loving the pick so far. I think I would like to get one more support on my side. Ooh. Okay, here's the issue. Ooh. I think what I want on my side is I want to win. I'm a guy who loves winning.
Okay.
And I know it's kind of a faux pas to double dip the way I'm about to double dip, but I would love to get another magician on my side. I saw this guy in the street the other day, and I'm not talking about like someone who looks like him. I saw him. Give me the man, the myth, the legend, the Hellblazer himself, John Constantine.
Damn,
That's
that's a
my
good
guy.
pick. That's a good pick.
Because he might, and we're starting to lose. He's going to figure out something to get us out of there. Batman's like the best strategist, but Batman's playing by rules all the time. Right. John Constantine will break every single rule imaginable. We have order and chaos.
I like that. See, you took my Dr. Fate, so now I'm really struggling for my last support pick.
Ooh, okay.
But hear me out. In a similar Magic's theme, Zatanna.
Okay.
Zatanna the Magician.
I think that pick is Tiarg. Tiarg. That's great backwards.
I was like, what? I think
that's a Doog pick. That's a Doog pick for sure.
Yeah. Now, hands down, your favorite DC character of all time, just to round it out. Maybe Captain of the Squad.
I mean, if I'm picking my favorite DC character of all time, it's so boring, but it's been my guy for so long. It's Superman. I love Superman
I
so
don't
much.
get the discourse. I don't want to extend the episode more than we have to, but maybe we could just have. I don't get the hate with Superman. He's cool, okay? He's
Yeah.
a Kryptonian who can do a bunch of cool shit. And yes, is he overpowered sometimes? Sure. But did God, David Cornsweet, the hottest man alive, play
It's
an
so hot.
incredible adaptation of him? Yes.
Yeah, it is insane. Well, also, I think Superman, this is such like a childish thing to say, where like if you're hating on Superman, you've never read Superman. But I think a lot of people who are like find huge issues with Superman haven't really gone into a lot of Superman. Like my favorite Superman comic of all time is Superman American Alien, which is about like him growing up and like him like coming to terms that he is different but the same as everyone else. And it has my favorite line in all of comic books where he fought Lobo in the middle of the metropolis and Lobo's like beaten up and he's like, I'm you can't kill the big man. I'm gonna regenerate. And when I do, I'm gonna kill you like every one of those fuckers from Krypton. And Superman, fucking cold as ice, fucking Superman bloodied and beaten. He goes, I'm not from Krypton. I'm from Kansas. And then he throws him into space. And it gave me
That's
chills
ice.
reading that.
That's
That
ice.
was ice.
I
I'm
like
from
that.
Kansas. I said,
Oh,
yeah, it's hard. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. I needed that treat after the hell. What about you? Give me your favorite DC character.
I think just because my love of DC came from my uncle, who was very much a Hal Jordan fan, I would put Green Lantern at the top. Like, I love a quippy guy who's like,
Yeah,
and less like the power of Green Lantern is very cool. It's all about willpower. It's the
absolutely.
ring, like. Not to get all propaganda, but like Space Police is kind of cool. Like,
It's a very fun idea. It's an incredibly fun idea.
Yeah,
and also, like, every single person is ever, like, every nerd has the oath, like, secretly, like, memorized. It's like, it is one of those things where you just love it. It is very cool. I'll definitely give that to you.
All right. Well, I think that was an incredible episode. Thank you.
That's a great place to end.
Thank you for doing the research, and not only doing the research, coming up with your own little quips, you little freak.
I got nasty. I got dirty. It was such a fun time. Thanks for another incredible episode. If you enjoyed what we did, give it a like, give it a follow, give it a share. We're coming to you with more silly episodes about more things from the internet, from not the internet. If you've ever heard a word and felt like a nerd, give us a listen.